Hi, it's Katie from Shiny Shiny, and I'm here with Abigail from Hippyshopper.
Hi.
And Isabel from Brandish.
Hi.
You want to be from Brandish? So we're here to talk about some eco deodorants. Do you want to lead the way, Abby?
Sure. So deodorants normally have aluminium in them, which for all kinds of reasons you might want to avoid. So here's a few alternative solutions to BO, basically. The one I've got is probably the most unusual I've seen. It comes in a stick like this. You take the top off and it's basically a bit of steel, just a big block of steel. It's called the Gerush Killer, which I believe means smell killer in German, although I don't speak German. And believe it or not, it does actually work.
What's it got inside?
Well, this is in the back. It's just got a little
so it is just a piece of metal.
For dabbing you down if you're a bit sweaty.
Well, no, the idea is you put this
it off.
under a tap and you get a bit of moisture on there. Which kind of makes more contact with your underarms.
And what does it do? Is it something to do with negative ions or?
I assume it must be. I don't know what the science behind this is.
There is a thing that you can get, like just a blob of stainless steel to take away kitchen smells, or people say you can rub your hands around the inside of your sink.
Yeah,
to get
I've seen
away.
those. I love things like that. Those are the sorts of things that JML sell. And
and the Innovations catalogue, RIP.
I love stuff like that.
It must be the same principle.
How have you found it?
Well, I wore it yesterday and today. I'm wearing it now.
She doesn't smell.
If I don't smell and you're right next to me, then you know that's a good sign because it's actually quite hot today.
But you do sweat though.
You do sweat.
Not
that's
just you,
the thing.
but everyone in general.
Yeah, when you're wearing this, or when you've rubbed it under your arms for a bit, you do actually continue to sweat, and you might sort of feel like it's going to start to smell awful, but it doesn't, which is pretty amazing.
That's quite good, really.
It is.
Considering you're not actually putting anything on
There's
your
nothing
skin.
actually going onto your skin. Which is what's clever about it. So, yeah, I'm very impressed with this, even though it did sit on my desk for weeks, as I didn't believe it would do anything.
Well, that's pretty similar to this one, which is the Crystal Spring natural body deodorant. It's basically the Crystal Rock, which is probably one of the more famous eco deodorants. It's my cat, sorry. This is the one you also have to get it wet, and then you rub it under your armpits. And you can see I've used quite a lot of this. I used it for quite a long time. The only thing is it does work, but you do carry on sweating, which is quite weird. But also, you do eventually start to feel a bit smelly as well. So I started for a long time. I thought I stuck with it for ages, and I used to use I had talcum powder with me just so that if I started getting sweaty in the day, but. It just
feel rank.
I
tried one out a few years ago and I just felt really slimy.
Yeah, I think you have to really let it dry as well. So once you've got it wet, you have to leave it to dry.
That's actually a tip with most deodorants. You have to let them dry.
Yeah, but usually if they've got all the nice chemicals in, they dry out much quicker.
It's kind of a salt, isn't it? Salt type.
Yeah, I think it just stops. It basically kills the bacteria that makes you smell. I think that's how it works, or prevents them from forming. I've got this one as well, which is the Japanese Spa Minerals one, which I think uses again, it's that they deodorise the minerals, get rid of the smell basically. So you still sweat
but you don't.
The problem with this is it's aluminium-free and it's all eco-friendly. And again, I went through a phase of using all these different eco deodorants. The problem with this is it just smells too much. I don't really like smelly things.
It smells a bit like a men's one, doesn't it?
It smells like
kind
a
of
boy's body wash, like when they're 14 or something.
Yeah, it smells like, I think it smells like one of those sports body washes that you get in changing rooms.
But you know, some people might like that.
It's just a bit too strong. I found it fine. Again, you do sort of sweat, but I mean, I don't really get that sweaty. If you wanted to know that, I'm sure you did. So, the Bionson, I think it's okay, but it's just a bit too smelly for me. What else have you got?
I've got Tom's of Maine, which is my preferred deodorant of choice.
That's one you actually use?
Yeah, I use that all the time. Well, I don't use it when I go. This is a little tip. When I go to London, I get on the tube, I get really stressed and hot, and I sweat loads. So it's not for London use, but when I'm at home,
it's for leisure use.
Yeah, it's my weekend deodorant. But give it a smell. It's lovely. It's
honeysuckle.
Really nice.
Yeah, really nice.
Oh yeah, that is
and
nice.
It just feels really lovely. And Yeah, I don't sweat, I don't smell with it. It's really
So
good.
it does actually stop you sweating, does it, like an anti-perspirant?
Well, I don't think it does. It's
Or do you
just a deodorant, but you don't get that slimy feeling that you get
You're
with
not
some...
testing it in very harsh conditions though, are you? Because obviously I was
that's
commuting
true.
in with those.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
I'd probably say I could use these as leisure wear.
Leisure deodorants, yeah.
So what's the final one then?
Well, this does actually have aluminium in
Right,
it,
okay.
but this would be good if you were maybe a little bit reticent about going for one of the completely aluminium-free. It's got quite nice, gentle ingredients. It's got aloe vera, so it doesn't sting when you put it on. And it works pretty well.
Yeah.
So it's
too.
kind of
That's
like a
so-
halfway house.
It is,
between
yeah.
Full-on hippie and
Exactly.
evil.
Maybe
That's-
this could be your commuting deodorant.
Yeah.
If you're going to use one of these at the weekends.
Yeah.
Yep, my work deodorant.
Yeah.
And have you tried that one?
I have done, yeah, and I'm quite a fan of this one as
Okay.
well.
That's the Body Shop.
Yeah.
There you go, that's our rundown of eco-friendly, natural, hippie, rock
Leisure.
deodorants. Leisure deodorants. Okay, so which one, if you had to pick of these deodorants, which one would you be using, or which one do you use?
I mean,
Okay, well, I'm actually a bit of a convert to the smell killer, and until people actually protest, I'm going to carry on using this.
I did
because-
have a good sniff of Abby's armpit earlier on.
Yeah,
and
we've
it's
done a
fine.
proper test,
Yeah, it
smells
and
lovely.
Isabel sits next to me in the office, so I
Yeah.
expect, I'll be hearing about it, and,
It's fine.
do tell me if
What
it
about you,
stinks.
Isabel?
I still use this as my leisure weekend deodorant, as we mentioned before, but I do use just an ordinary, for sensitive skin deodorant, anti-perspirant
During
in
the
the week. Yeah.
For the commute.
Yeah.
I stuck with this for a long time and used it for quite a while. I didn't stick with this one for so long just because of its smell. I don't like the smell. But I have to confess that I'm back to normal deodorant. It's just a little bit less stressful. And
Yeah.
I figure that, a bit of aluminium poisoning between friends.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, I'd
Yeah,
probably
okay.
go this. I might try that one though. That's
I want to try that one as well.
yeah.
It sounds cool.
Let's rub some metal.
Pass
on
it
our
around.
Yeah.